Hi guys, JT here, and today I'm bringing you some information on 10 games in Fanatical's Fanatical Favorites Bundle of September 2023 to help you in picking your 5 games. By using the link provided in the description below, not only will you gain access to this bundle, but you also have the opportunity to support this channel. Your support means everything, and I genuinely appreciate it. Anyway, let's get into this. At number 1 we have Rain World, a cryptic and unforgiving survival platformer featuring a cat that is also a slug. Set in a post-apocalyptic world, the game stands out as one of the most challenging and isolating experiences you'll encounter. As the slug cat protagonist, you navigate a harsh environment filled with roaming monstrosities that threaten your survival. The game combines platforming and survival mechanics, defying easy categorization of the game. You must consume bats to sustain yourself and hibernate, but finding hibernation chambers is a challenge. Each hibernation cycle advances the in-game seasons, making survival increasingly difficult. Rain World's relentless rain poses a constant threat, and each life cycle is timed, adding pressure to reach a meaningful destination in time. The game offers minimal exposition, leaving you to navigate with limited guidance from a cryptic yellow ghost. The early hours can frustrate players due to the slug cat's cumbersome movement and challenging traversal. However, as you adapt to the intended disempowerment, the design choices feel thematically appropriate. Rain World gradually captivates with its intricate survival mechanics and haunting landscapes. It demands patience, adaptation, and smart decision-making. The unpredictable enemies and ever-present rain creates moments of unfairness, but overcoming challenges is immensely satisfying. While it may not appeal to all players, Rain World offers a unique and unforgettable experience for those willing to invest time and patience. Its remote corners hold remarkable surprises, making it a game that few will forget. At number 2 we have Chronicon, a highly addictive fast-paced action RPG that will have you looting and murdering hundreds of enemies on screen at a time. Chronicon is a mysterious device that lets you relive moments of heroes. These memories explain the different acts that you can play through in the game. Different acts will bring about different games, environments, and enemies. You can choose from 4 classes: a melee tank class, a berserker brawler with high DPS, a warden who is essentially a ranged archer class, and the warlock, which is a high damage magic user. However, you aren't tied down to just the class that you're playing, as you can build each character the way you like, by investing in specific skill trees. You can gain skill points by murdering hordes of enemies and leveling up, allowing you to spend them on different skills for your chosen class, which will change the way your character functions and fights. The max level is 100, but the mastery tree can have unlimited upgrades. Gearing is really fun, as this game also features a lot of looting. There are 6 different rarities for items, and you'll encounter a lot of items to loot as you play this game, especially at the end game, where you can enter Tunguska's domain, which features a sort of randomized map mode, with different modifiers and new difficulties on top of the difficulty you're already on. This makes each of your run unique, and each run will net you unique loot as well. This is where the addictive loop comes in, as you play Tunguska's domain over and over again, collecting different loot to power your character. In addition to collecting loot, you can also infuse your gear with gems or enchant them, or even morph them together to form higher tier items. There's definitely a lot that you can do in this game in regards to loot. You can also go at it in multiplayer, so you and your friends can murder and loot together as different characters. If you like a highly addictive, fast-paced looter action game, then Chronicon is a great game to get into. At number 3 we have BPM, Bullets Per Minute, a game that combines elements of roguelike, rhythm, and first-person shooter games. Developed and published by All Interactive, it offers a unique gameplay experience. The game's main hook revolves around syncing the actions of firing and reloading weapons with a synth-tinged rock soundtrack. Acting in time with the beat is crucial, as shooting or reloading offbeat can lead to consequences such as gun jams and failed reload attempts. Enemy attacks are also tied to the music, creating a constant dance between the player and the monsters. While the rhythm mechanic initially provides satisfying moments, the game's influence from Doom becomes apparent as the player progresses. Constant movement and cramped rooms filled with enemies require the player to adapt to 2 different rhythms simultaneously, which can be disorienting and challenging. However, the game offers an auto rhythm option that frees the weapons from the soundtrack, allowing players to focus solely on the Doom-like rhythm and enjoy the experience to a greater extent. BPM incorporates roguelike elements, but it lacks permanent advantages between runs. Coins can be used to increase stats and purchase weapons and items, but the distribution of these resources feels chaotic and unbalanced. Similarly, dungeon variations and challenging enemy variations can sometimes feel unfair when encountered unexpectedly. Despite its flaws, BPM has enjoyable aspects detached from the central rhythm mechanic. The game offers rock-infused fun, although players may need to invest time to discover and appreciate these aspects. Ultimately, BPM bullets per minute is a promising concept that stumbles in its execution, but finds redemption when breaking its own rules. And number 4 we have Arboria, a Souls-like roguelike game that incorporates some mechanics from Dark Souls but adds its own quirky and irreverent twist. Unlike traditional roguelike games, when you die, you start with a new character, but keep the abilities you've unlocked, which adds variety to each run. The dungeons are procedurally generated, preventing repetition. The game features a unique art style, with creatures made from droopy papier-mâché, and its humor and refusal to take itself seriously adds to its charm. In Arboria, you play as a Jotun warrior on a mission to save the world by curing the illness affecting the Father Tree. You explore underground dungeons, fight monsters, collect weapons and gear, and use elemental magic to counter enemies' weaknesses. Instead of using Estus Flask, you take a bong hit to restore your health. The combat is enjoyable, with various weapons and elemental magics keeping things interesting. As you progress deeper into the dungeons, you unlock more vendors and options in the village. Challenges and rewards escalate, but the limited enemy types can make the experience repetitive. The art style and creature design are peculiar, but captivating, and the game's humor and refusal to take itself seriously are appreciated. The combat is solid, and the game's original take on the roguelike mechanics adds depth. However, it could benefit from more visual variety and more engaging music. Overall, Arboria is a modest but entertaining game that offers a distinctive approach to familiar mechanics and provides a fun experience for a good amount of time. And number 5 we have Garden Story, a cozy and sweet-natured RPG. The game stars Concord, a purple vineyard venturer on a quest to save an idyllic world from a gooey sentient rot. While combat in this Zelda-like action role-playing game can be hit and miss, the game's true charm lies in its heartfelt story and the opportunity to live and help 4 main villages. Garden Story is not focused solely on farming or decorating like Stardew Valley or Animal Crossing. Instead, it combines combat, puzzle solving, and quest completion. Players can progress through the story or take their time to build relationships with the villagers and contribute to the village's growth and prosperity. The game's presentation is visually appealing, with detailed environments and unique animations. The soundtrack adds to the immersive experience with its layers of fluty, folksy tunes. However, combat can feel fiddly, and the stamina bar initially hinders the flow of the action. Boss battles are challenging, but sometimes feel out of place within the game's overall tone. Despite its combat shortcomings, Garden Story offers a profound and engaging experience with its world building, character development, and attention to detail. It encourages players to take their time, appreciate the beauty of the world, and fight to protect the land and its inhabitants. At number 6 we have Burnhouse Lane, a game that explores heavy themes of the human psyche in a strange and surreal journey. The game follows Angie Weather, a nurse with terminal cancer, who embarks on a job caring for an elderly man in the countryside to save money for a trip to Japan. However, her journey takes a turn when she encounters Burnhouse Lane, a purgatory-like place filled with tortured souls seeking redemption. The game delves into thought-provoking concepts and blurs the line between dreams and reality. Burnhouse Lane is set in the same universe as previous games by Harvester Games, such as The Cat Lady, Downfall, and Lorelei, and references to these games can be found throughout. The horror element is more pronounced this time, with increased action and boss fights, while still retaining adventure game elements and logical puzzles. The game's artistry, mature writing, music, and voice acting are highly praised, giving an immersive experience that conveys the appropriate emotions. The transition to Unity brings photorealistic environments and a hand-drawn 2D art together in a captivating and psychedelic nightmare. Burnhouse Lane is a daring and compelling game that resonates with a select few. It offers a fulfilling and moving journey that leaves a lasting impression on players. With its unique atmosphere and thought-provoking themes, it is another gem from the talented Michalski brothers. At number 7 we have Tunguska, The Visitation. An unexpected gem that can surprise even players outside of their typical gaming comfort zone. Clocking in almost 30 hours of gameplay, this title offers a unique and rewarding experience. If you're not accustomed to isometric games or combat that leans more towards avoidance than direct confrontation, Tunguska may take some time to adapt to. In this stalker-style world, you'll find yourself tiptoeing around danger more often than engaging in combat. The game's premise adds depth to your exploration, as discovering various characters and factions feel genuinely rewarding. However, the realism might stretch a bit thin when your journalist character transforms into an AK-47 wielding infiltrator. Nonetheless, reporting back after collecting stories gives a satisfying sense of progress. Resource collection, serum crafting, and fulfilling orders become essential activities during the extensive backtracking you'll encounter. The guides provide some relief through fast travel, although early on their costs can be prohibitive. Money becomes less of an issue as you progress. Tunguska excels in providing choices that impact your interactions with factions. Accidentally shooting a friendly can lead to complete shift in faction relations, raising questions about different playstyles and their consequences. The game does demand patience, with occasional frustrations stemming from unforeseen consequences or surprise encounters on return trips. However, these elements contribute to the overall immersive experience. If you appreciate slow, methodical games set in an oppressive atmosphere, Tunguska The Visitation is a must-try, especially if you're a fan of Stalker or similar titles. Despite some minor quirks, it offers a unique and gratifying adventure, well worth your time. And number 8 we have The Smurfs, Mission Vileaf, a platformer adventure game. You play as Smurfette, Chef Smurf, and Hefty Smurf on a quest to save the Smurf village from Gargamel's wicked schemes. The game is a classic platformer with side-scrolling levels and puzzle elements, and its cute graphics and whimsical soundtrack add to the overall charm. As you progress through the game, you'll encounter various enemies and obstacles, such as snails, spiders, and falling rocks, that you'll need to navigate around and defeat to proceed. The game also includes boss battles against Gargamel and his cronies, which require you to utilize your character's unique abilities and teamwork to emerge victorious. One of the game's standout features is the ability to switch between the 3 playable characters, each of their own strengths and weaknesses. Smurfette is nimble and can double jump, Chef Smurf has a frying pan that can stun enemies, and Hefty Smurf can break through obstacles with his strength. The game's levels are relatively short, making it perfect for quick play sessions, or younger players with shorter attention spans. However, some may find the game to be too easy and lacking in challenge. Additionally, the game's controls can be quite finicky at times, particularly when it comes to jumping and platforming. Overall, The Smurfs, Mission Vileaf, is a charming and enjoyable platformer that appeals to the fans of the franchise and younger players. Its cute graphics and simple gameplay make it a perfect choice for family game sessions, but more experienced gamers may find it lacking in challenge. At number 9 we have Home Sweet Home, Episode 2. This game continues the Thai-based horror series, picking up where the first game left off. Players take on the role of Tim, who is searching for his missing wife, Jane. This installment delves deeper into the Thai folklore, Buddhism, and the backgrounds of boss enemies. The game was released in 2 parts, with the first chunk landing in September 2019 and the rest on Halloween of the same year. Unlike its predecessor, Episode 2 introduces significant changes to gameplay and mechanics. Main bosses now have actual mechanics, and the one-hit kill system has been replaced by a health bar, medicine, and weapons for self-defense. However, the game's difficulty can feel unfair at times, with sections featuring precise timing and challenging puzzles that hinder player progress. Home Sweet Home Episode 2 attempts to offer different boss battles, intense chase scenes, diverse enemies, and thought-provoking puzzles. While these efforts show promise, execution falls short, lacking the necessary refinement. One notable issue lies with the game's VR implementation, particularly for HTC Vive owners, where technical problems and performance issues persist. Despite some improvements, the game still struggles to achieve its full potential. The lack of atmosphere ambiance compared to the first release is also evident. While the developers have tried to address the game's shortcomings, there remains room for improvement in various aspects. While Home Sweet Home Episode 2 shows progress and potential, unresolved technical issues and gameplay challenges leave players with a mixed experience. Those interested in the horror series may find aspects to enjoy, but others may find the game's current state lacking in refinement. At number 10 we have White Day, a Labyrinth-named school, an intense horror game that plunges you into a heart-pounding adventure. Sneaking into a school at midnight to return your sweetheart's diary, you quickly become entangled in a terrifying game of cat and mouse. The haunted halls, survival puzzles, and relentless pursuit of a killer janitor create a gripping atmosphere that will keep you on the edge of your seat. You'll navigate the eerie corridors of Yondu High School as Hee-Min Lee, utilizing stealth and wit to evade possessed stalkers and vengeful spirits. The game's branching dialogue, collectible ghost stories, and hidden scares contribute to its immersive story, allowing you to shape the narrative through your choices and relationships with other trapped students. With 9 different endings to unlock, replay value is high as you strive to uncover every possible outcome. White Day, a Labyrinth-named school, has received widespread acclaim from players and critics alike. In terms of gameplay, White Day incorporates mind-bending puzzles and traditional survival horror mechanics. Resource management and strategic decision-making add to the thrill and intensity, while the dynamic scare system allows you to customize your experience based on your desired level of challenge. The updated visuals and audio effects along with new characters, scenarios, and reimagined ghosts create a fresh and engaging experience for both newcomers and fans of the original game. White Day, a Labyrinth-named school, is an unforgettable horror experience that will keep you captivated from start to finish. Immerse yourself in its chilling story, navigate the school's labyrinthian halls, and prepare for relentless scares that will test your courage. With its gripping gameplay and rave reviews, this game is a must-play for fans of horror enthusiasts seeking a thrilling and immersive adventure. And that's all for this bundle. This bundle is practically a rehash of games available in previous bundles, but at least they are decent games. So if you've missed them last time, this is a good time to get them. I would recommend checking out Rain World, Chronicon, Garden Story, Tunguska, and White Day. They are definitely worth a play. In any case, kindly show your support by liking and subscribing to the channel, and I look forward to connecting with you in the upcoming video.